Guys, and welcome back to another World of Tanks video. Today we'll be taking a look at the IS-6, the Tier 8 Soviet heavy tank. Premium heavy tank, rather. We're going to take a look at its strengths, its weaknesses, where you kind of want to play it at, and how you want to play it there. And we'll just gauge the performance, pretty much. So yeah, let's get into it. So the IS-6 is a brawler. That's what it does. You drive up in people's faces, you shoot them, and then you go haha as you back away slowly, and you're reloading. And then people come around a corner and shoot your upper plate at an angle because you want to keep it at an angle, and then they bounce, and then they go oh no, and then you do you rinse and repeat. Fairly simple gameplay, but there are some smaller things. In the community we like to call it microing the tank, rather than like there's macroing the tank and then there's microing the tank. Macroing is like how to know, or knowing how to play the tank in general. For example, like IS-6 brawler, that's like a macro thing. Microing is like how to side scrape it just right. It's the small things. Alright, so basically the strengths of the IS-6, the armor, it actually got buffed to 9.14. It wasn't really necessary in my opinion, but it definitely made the tank better. Probably too strong, but I don't care. I took advantage of that. Got the third mark. I got that 2 days ago, yesterday, something like that. I think it was 2 days ago. But yeah, I'm very proud of that. My first third mark on a tank in my World of Tanks career. So, yep, pretty proud that it was a tier 8. A widely played tier 8. Anyway, so the upper plate, it got buffed. Kinda. The driver's hatch on the front used to be a big weak spot. Now it's probably the strongest place on the upper plate. The upper plate was already pretty difficult to go through. Pretty much you're going to need about 210 millimeters to go through fairly reliably, maybe 205. I tested it with a T54 and a T54E1. The T54 was still having some issues with 201. But the T54E1 was going through like paper, but that might just be because the T54E1's taller and could look down on it. There's a number of factors, but probably around 200 millimeter pen guns you want to be careful around. The lower plate is kind of weak. You can go through it quite easily, but it is angled, so it can bounce some stuff. These shoulder plates, if you're angled directly at your enemy, like this, the shoulder plates are pretty much an auto bounce zone unless they have like a stupidly high pen gun, which still might not even go through. I don't know, I haven't taken a look at the armor values, but that the side shoulder plates, I'm going to call them, they become more of an issue when you start to angle the tank. If you were to angle it like a normal tank, like the FCM for example, where it has a frontal plate and a side plate. Actually, that's not a very good example, because there we go, E50M. That's a good example. So if you angle it like an E50M, where the upper plate's at one angle and then the side plate's at a different angle, if they shoot the side, it's still going to have to go through a pretty difficult angle. But the upper plate, it's pretty much just auto bounce. The IS-6, it does have the upper plate and the side's actually ridiculously strong. But the shoulder plate really does hurt that. So just think of it like, I guess, an extra upper plate. That's probably a good way to think about it. So I tend to just kind of angle the tank. Like if I'm side scraping someone, I'll just try to leave a small area. Like, it's stupid the angles you can pull off with this thing. I think like even that will bounce behind here, but then you're exposing this when you come back out, so just be careful if you side scrape like this. People have trouble penning you, because this is actually the same thickness as the frontal plate. And if they shoot here, you got some spaced armor, which is really nice. So, yeah, the armor is very powerful. The turret also got buffed, which just makes it like pretty much double buff. So now it can go hull down kinda well. There is a very small flat spot right next to the mantlet that you can hit, and I think there's also one here. So either side of the mantlet there is a weak spot, but it's not nearly as big as it used to be. The cupola, they reduced the surface area, but it does seem to be easier to hit now. Pretty much the lower plate and the cupolas are the main weak spots now on the tank. Alright, so the weaknesses. What is weak about this tank? It's not the fastest tank. I think it tops out at like 35, yeah. So it's like a T-57, if you've played that. I don't really know any low tier tanks with 35 kilometer speed limit, but yeah. So it's not very quick, but it's quick enough. I do fairly well with it. I like it. This thing kind of just fits my playstyle perfectly, but the gun itself is kind of a weak spot because it is a 122 millimeter with 5.13 rate of fire. We'll get back to that. 175 millimeters of pen, 390 alpha, 0.46 accuracy, 3.4 second aim time. Caliber's fine. We don't really care about that. The rate of fire, though, this catches so many people off guard. People really don't understand how fast the IS-6 fires until they're fighting one. Mine can reload in less than 10 seconds, 966 here, as you can see. And I'm not running food. And that's without Adrenaline Rush being active as well, so yeah, it can pull off some crazy reload times. The pen, yeah, that's a big weak spot. 175 millimeters of pen at tier 8 isn't great. It's just like the IS at tier 7, except this tank. Well, to be fair, the IS can only see up to tier 9. This can only see up to tier 9, and most of the time you're going to be top tier anyway. So this is a weak point, but if you just aim for weak spots, or if it's a tank like a, I don't know what's a good example, like a KV-4, yeah. You really can't do much against KV-4 with 175 pen. So if you're just willing to load the gold, which is kind of what makes this thing not as good of a credit maker as the FCM, for example, but if you're willing to load the gold against higher or better armored tanks, you'll do fairly well. 0.46 accuracy, again, that's pretty bad. But if you let it aim, it will actually surprise you. The IS-6, like from, for example, from the middle of Prokhorovka or Fiery Salient, either one, because they're clone maps, and Board Gaming thought it'd be a good idea to make probably one of the most campy and artillery balanced maps a clone, which, you know, it's a great idea. If you're in the middle and you're shooting up to the hill on your right from the south spawn, it will be able to hit some stuff fairly easily, unless your gun's just trolling you, but I mean, it's surprisingly accurate. You just gotta let it aim, and that's the problem. Coupled the 0.46 accuracy, coupled with the 3.4 second aim time, it does sting, but I really don't have an issue with this. If you're playing it the way it's supposed to be played, up close and personal, you really only have to aim for a little while, and then until the aim circle shrinks down to pretty much the size of the weak spot. You don't have to fully aim, and you can just go right through their lower plate, or wherever you're aiming at. No one cares about gun weight because it's gun weight. So, traverse speed, it traverses slowly, I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty easy to get circled. I think combined it's 60 degrees per second, so it's like 6 seconds to turn fully around, or turn the turret fully around with the tracks helping it. So, yeah, it does get circled pretty easily, but it does have a nice amount of hit points of 1550. It's more than the IS-3 gets. And the IS-3 is, I wouldn't say it's a healthy tank, but it is a good tank. So, in terms of hit points, you really don't need them, honestly. Anything else you guys really need to know? Oh yeah, this log will bounce all the shots for you. As long as the log is within sight, you'll bounce everything. That's how Russian Stalin wood works. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no log on the other side for both symmetry purposes and for OP armor purposes. You only get one log. So if you're side scraping a building right here, just make sure that you flip around so you're reverse side scraping, so you can get that log power. I'm kidding, of course. You don't want to do that, but you know. So yeah, let's get into the first round of gameplay, and we will see my gold spamming self trying to get the third mark. And yeah, let's go. Alright guys, here we are, Siegfried line. Don't remember that, but okay. I think I got to disable battle chat. Because there's a bug in 9.14 where you just get a billion chat messages, and it's very annoying. So colorblind mode's not on. That's very annoying. Whatever. I don't like the red colors. Alright, so IS-6 Siegfried line. What are we gonna do? We are going to go into town because town is like the most important spot you could possibly take over on this map. Alright, so a leopard was already spotted. KV2, Tiger 2. Okay. Quickly, there we go. So, leopard was there. Alright, no big deal. We'll just turn and ammo rack him because RNG. That was completely skill based. Even though we're going to shoot a gold round at him. Because everyone knows that every extra pen that you have that you don't need contributes to an extra ammo rack ability. This is a fact. So first thing we're doing now is we're getting into this OP spot in the middle where you can just shoot everyone in the side and they don't care because they're retarded. So there we go. We're just gonna shoot the Tiger 2 and he's gonna be confuzzled for a minute. And he's like, oh wait, oh he shot me from there. Oh well, lost the health. So I see this Cabra player, OP Algam BR. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll shoot him. No, I'll shoot his friend. Well, ammo rack him too. You know, no big deal. It's 2 now. Alright. No big deal, no big deal, no big deal. So the Cabra player's amazed by my good skills there. He says, wow. I'm truly honored, so I'll put a shot into his butthole so he can feel the pain. So yeah, now we're waiting for this IS to move out of my way because he's a baddie. And I got all the kills on the team right now because I'm OP. And the IS-6 is OP. So I'm waiting for this FCM to pull out and make a mistake and just walk right into my gun because that's what puppies do. But he didn't, so I popped back into this spot, hoping that the Tiger 2 was going to be a retard and come back out, but he was not. He outsmarted me completely. So the FCM got spotted over there, so I was like, okay, no big deal. Aim for like half a second, just put a shot in, no big deal. Shame it wasn't an ammo rack, but you know, it's whatever. Alright, no big deal, no big deal. So the FCM learned his lesson. The Cabra player is clearly outplaying me right now, and he's like, you know, angling all the way over there. And yeah, so I can't kill him because he's too good at the game. So once I see that the other guy died, I knew that these guys were going to come around the corner because I'm a puppy whisperer. That's what we do. So when the FCM came around, I was like, oh, should I shoot him? No, I'm going to shoot the little dude because I want to get a kill. Because, you know, even though I was grinding a mark, so it probably was a good idea to shoot the FCM. But don't listen to me, kids. So I'll just shoot the FCM legit in the gun, and it will pen because IS-6, Russian bias, confirmed. So here's what the DPM that I was talking about, you know, it took me like half a second. FCM missed because FCM gun is mad troll, and only hits about 2/3 of the time. But only if you snap it on the move, then it will hit. So unfortunately we no longer have the only kills in the game, but I'm willing to share because, you know, I can't do all the carrying myself. That's my excuse, I'm sticking to it. So that's IS-6, I don't know what he was doing, I think he was just... He probably double tapped R and was about to go make some dinner, and then he was like, wait a minute, there's a dude, I can get some damage. And then he died, and I was like, haha. So we're just gonna keep driving, no big deal. You know, I'm gonna go visit our friend the liver. Charioteer shot me, that quite upset me. You know, during this I was about ready to smash my keyboard in rage. So we're just gonna snap him because that's what the IS-6 does. You don't aim. You never need to aim. You know. So we're gonna load a gold shell, mainly because this Charioteer's armor is so OP and we have to get through it. Not because the mod one's right there. Nope. So I see that lurver and I'm like, should I kill him? No, I'm gonna use my gold round and then have the armored Charioteer right there. Artillery balances us and outplays us and causes us to stop camping, unlike our lurver. And yeah. So here we go. You know, who needs to aim? Not me. So we're just gonna shoot him in the side, you know, no big deal. We're still loading gold because we're gold noob. I will admit this is horrible play on my part, but I was in there like, I actually didn't notice the artillery on my left because I'm bad. But after he went down, I was like, oh, I want my top gun. Let me just aim at him for 3 years instead of shooting at the Hummel that's right to my left. That's an easy kill. Genius. So I come around, I'm like, alright, mod 1. Oh, okay, top gun stolen, no big deal, no big deal. So the T-44 is on 5 kills, now it's the race for the top gun. And, oh, neither of us get it. Wow, that was fair and balanced right there. So, during that game, I did 4,700 damage, blocked 390 damage. And we outplayed literally everyone by ammo racking everybody. So, yeah, that was a good replay. That was a good example of Russian bias and how the IS-6 is a pro tank and how you should always spam gold in it. Alright, let's get on to the next replay in which I spam even more gold because I was right at the mark. Alright boys, here's the next replay. We got mines, we got northern spawn on encounter. So, I was talking to my friend at the moment. Wait, that's a lie, I don't have friends. I was talking to my clanmate at the time. Actually, no, he's not even my clanmate because he won't drop tags. Okay. So I was talking to a dude in my TeamSpeak, and I was like, hey dude, guess what? Almost had my 3rd mark, and I just got like the best matchmaking ever. And he was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, so here we go. He'll know who I'm talking about. So, you know, IS-6 best at shooting people in the face. So what we do first is we go, here. We shoot a gold round at this guy's upper plate, but it doesn't pen because IS-6 is not good enough. It needs a buff. So yeah. So we load another gold shell. Here's the DPM I was talking about. Look at that. Already reloaded. So I'm like, we'll shoot the Hellcat. No, Russian bias. It's just gonna dip low. Gun needs a buff. IS-6 not good enough. So this T-34, I think he legitly just lost his mouse during this gameplay. He was just like, I don't need to play. So we're just gonna shoot a gold round to the side of his turret to punish us. Or to punish him, actually. So, yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, no big deal. We're just gonna shoot his cupola and not pen because T-34 overpowered. IS-6, again, it needs a buff because it did pen an American tank. It's a shame. I don't know what this guy was doing. I don't know why I was being so afraid of him, but, you know, that's whatever. So, we're just gonna overmatch the turret roof right here. Just, no big deal. But we're gonna low roll, so, yeah, that's pretty great. So we already went through 5 gold rounds and we've done 2 shots of damage. Confirmed Unicum scum. Alright. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive around this corner, we're gonna shoot the T21 in the face. Oh, wrecked. Mate, there goes 75% of your health. You can have that one. So luckily there's no artillery, which means that there are no base campers because no one's afraid to get hit by it. So we're just gonna drive around this corner and not worry about the Hellcat on my right because he has a small penis. And we are just going to shoot this T-34 in the upper plate to farm the damage. So the KV-85 is Knight Rider right there, just on fire, just driving casually. We're going to load a gold round and we're going to shoot the T-21 in the side because I need gold to pen a T-21 side, obviously. Oh, there's the OI, no big deal. So there's the Lover, he's ready for us. He's prepared his anus. And he's actually turned, so it's no longer his anus facing us. So here we go again. We're just gonna keep loading some gold rounds because I'm a baddie and I'm a noob. So next shot, we're just gonna shoot that oh ho 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 back of the turret. No big deal, no big deal. So that's 11 gold shots down. 1 more to go. Can we make it? Can we unload all of our skill rounds? Oh, alright, there we go. The Oho is calling us gold noob. Because, you know, gold is such a travesty. So I tell him I'm trying to get 3 marks, which I am. And that I will do whatever I can in order to get the 3 marks of excellence on my barrel. Show the ladies in town. So we roll around the corner. T-25 2. And I'm right in the butthole for 414. He'll be feeling that one in the morning. So we're gonna get ready to sniperino this this Super Pershing. You know, no big deal. And then I see this Bulldog and the Hellcat over here, and I see our Hellcat's dead. So I was like, wow, that's a cool thing. So you know, me being the Russian biased person I am, go around the corner, you know, and I aim for about a year, and it hits the rock. You know, no big deal. Oh, the IS-3. Just driving up. Didn't even steal my kill. Wow, what a noob. Alright. That's that replay. I did 3,300 damage. Not an exceptional game, but hey. That was enough for a third mark. And that's all I really wanted. So, yeah. Let's go back to the garage and analyze this grossly underpowered Russian heavy tank. So, final thoughts on the IS-6, the grossly underpowered Soviet heavy that you can buy with real money from mom's credit card. Pretty good tank, in my opinion. You know, it does the job. You can go up, shoot people in the face with gold, have them complain for about 20 minutes, and then you can roll home with a new mark of excellence or just a copious amount of credits. As you can see, I have 8.3 million credits at the moment, and that's mainly because I played this for about 20 battles yesterday, and I played the FCM for probably about 50 between me yesterday and today. So yeah, premium tanks are good at making money. So if you want to make a lot of credits, if you want to train your Russian media or your Russian heavy crew, like the IS-3 for example, or the IS-7, or the KV-1, because I know a lot of you out there like to pad, and a KV-1 because, you know, tier 5 I guess is fun for some people. Anyway, so yeah, just one last tip: if you're going to get the IS-6, make sure that you get the most overpowered camo in the game. This thing, which looks like a spider or something, I don't know, it just reminds me of a spider for some reason, but that's not the most overpowered one. This is the most overpowered camo in the game. This camo gives you an extra 2% to ammo rack ability. That's what that stands for. Not camouflage, no. It's ammo rack ability. If you just wear this camo, you will ammo rack everything you shoot at, and it's great. Ignore that. So, that camo is life, and this camo is also nice, but it's not as life. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed the review, if you want to call it that, I wouldn't really call it that because it was just pretty much a joke, but it's whatever. If you guys enjoyed the review, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. Go check out Blue Gaming's channel. He does a lot of funny videos, way funnier than this one, but you know. Yeah, so
I forgot to make a decent outro, but I don't really care anymore. Okay, bye.